Most Git tutorials teach you commands from 2010, but I'm going to show you Git the way it should be learned right now with actual development scenarios and smart tools which will make you productive from day one. Imagine you're writing an essay and you want to save different versions as you write. Go back to yesterday's version if you mess up, work on different ideas simultaneously, collaborate with others without overwhelming each other's work. That's exactly what Git does, but with your code. It is the most important skill if you want to land a job in tech. And this is the only video that you will need to learn Git, GitHub, etc. So I've searched Git on Google and you'll land on this website right here, which mentions Git is a free and open source version control system designed to handle everything from small to very large projects. So you will see each and every company having Git inside of their project to manage version control, right? So let's click on download for Windows. If you're on Mac or Linux, you can download that as well. So you can click on over here to download and install Git. So I've already installed Git, so I don't need to download it again. And I've opened VS Code over here. And in this tutorial, we'll be creating a very simple app to demonstrate how you can use different types of Git commands in the real development process. Now you can notice I've opened this Git tutorial folder and I'm just going to create a very simple index.html file right here, right? And I'll just add some HTML code inside of it. You see, my HTML file is running. Okay, that's fine. So it's a very basic app, right? Now, how do we add Git inside of this project? All we have to do is say git init, right? And press enter. And what this will do, it will initialize an empty Git repository inside of this folder right here. Now you cannot see any file over here, but if I say right click and reveal in File Explorer, see, it has added this .git folder right here, right? And we don't need to worry about all of these things, but this is the folder which will be responsible for our version control, right? So we have successfully added Git inside of this project. And since this has this dot before the name, that's why this file is hidden inside of VS Code. We don't need to worry about, as I mentioned. Now, if you notice, VS Code has this source control tab right here, which shows us the status of our Git right here, right? So it shows us the changes that we have made to this file and everything. You can also right here do git status and press enter, and it will show you the exact situation of your folder, right? So it shows us that we are on the master branch, and we will discuss what branches are as well. There are no commits, and there's this file which is untracked right now, right? That is, we have not added it to our Git repo. So okay, let's see. If I say git add and say index.html, what this will do, it will stage this file to Git, which we can commit inside of our repository, right? Or if you just say git add dot right here, it will stage all of the files and ready to be committed. So if I just say git add dot, and now if I say git status, you will see it has tracked new file index.html and it is ready to be committed. So how do you commit it? I'm going to say git commit -m for message, and I'm going to say add HTML file and press enter. And notice it has added the HTML file right here, and we have successfully committed this file to Git, right? This is added. And now if we make any changes to this file, that will be added to another version. Now, honestly, if you're like me and you like to see things more visually, these commands and all must be feeling very boring to you, right? Now, one way to visualize these things is either using this source control tab from VS Code, but honestly, this is also quite outdated. And one of the tools that I'm using nowadays to make my Git workflow much more faster is GitKraken. And don't worry, it is absolutely free to use. And GitKraken provides you with the AI assisted Git tools, which makes your job and working with Git so much easier. I'll show you. So if I just click on download GitKraken desktop over here, and I'm going to click on save. All right, there we go. It's downloaded. I'm just going to click on it and it will start installing. So let me just install it real quick. Okay, there we go. Let me just log in with GitHub. And by the way, if you don't know what GitHub is, it's basically cloud storage for all of your Git repositories, right? I'll come to it in just a moment. Let me just log in real quick. All right, there we go. I have logged in successfully inside of GitKraken, and it tells us if you want to learn the basics of Git. So I'm just gonna click on open repository, and let's open the repository for this project right here, right? And this is my folder right here. I'm gonna click on select folder, and there we go. This is where we are right now, and you can see it visualizes all of our commits in real time. So we just committed add HTML file, so it will show us the exact tree of all of our branches and commits right here, right? So this is something that I really love about GitKraken. And not just this, you will see it has a bunch of different things. Let's continue. So what if we add two more files right here? So I'm going to create styles or style.css, and I'm going to add script.js to our app. And I'm going to quickly add some code over here. Let's say this one for style.js with some simple styles for body and h1. And in script.js, I'm simply going to be adding a console log task manager loaded. Inside of our index.html, I'll just add this link tag to connect our styles and this script tag to connect our script file, right? Now let's see. See, our app currently looks something like this. But what about Git? So we can say again Git status to see the condition. So you can see it shows us there are two untracked files that we have not added to Git repo, and there's one file of index.html which has some changes, right? Obviously we did make some changes inside of index.html. And if you go to GitKraken now, see, it shows you the work in progress and it shows you exactly what you have changed right here. See, we have changed this file. If we click on it, it shows you the exact changes, and we have created both of these files right here. So it shows us that as well, that we have created these, right? Now, as I showed you, if we want to stage some file, we would do git add and whatever the name of the file is, or if you want to stage all of the files or all of the changes, we would do git add dot. Now let's see how we can do the same thing using GitKraken, right? So we can just simply click on this stage file button and it has staged it right here, right? We can also stage this, or you could have also pressed stage all to stage all of them at once, right? Now to commit our files, we had to do git commit -m, the message, right? But with this, what you can do, you can write the commit right here, or if you are lazy like me, you can just click on this generate a commit message with AI, and what it will do, it will just process for a second and it will give you the exact commit message that is more appropriate, that is adds basic HTML structure and styling. So okay, I'm just gonna simply click on commit changes to 3 files and you can see it has committed this right here. Awesome. And it has added some description as well, right? This is super cool. All right, so those were the very basic commands that you need to know when it comes to Git. Staging and committing, right? These two are probably the commands that you will be using 98% of the time, right? But let's move on to more intermediate stuff, that is working with branches. So right now you can see we are on the master branch right now, right? So this is our main branch, let's say, which will contain all of the production grade code, right? But what if we wanted to create some new feature? Let's say a feature to create tasks, right? So what I'll do, I don't want to make changes inside of this branch. I want to create another branch and make changes. And then when I'm done, I can merge that branch back to this main branch or master branch. So let's see how we can do it. So if you want to create a branch using commands, you can say git switch -c for creating and switch so that it switches to that branch after it has created. And I'll say add task feature. So basically this is the name of our branch, right? So if I press enter now, you will notice that right here we have switched our branch. And if we go back to GitKraken, we can see 2 branches right here. We can also switch our branches from over here. If you just click on it and click on master, you will switch the branch right here. But again, we don't like using commands, right? So what if you wanted to create branch right here? You could have clicked on this branch button right here and it tells us enter branch name, and you could have entered the name of your branch and created it right here, right? But let's do one thing. Since we have created this branch, let's work on our feature. So inside of index.html, I'll add some code. I'll update this code to add an input tag, a button tag. Again, you don't need to understand all of this code. Just focus on Git right here. Inside of this style.css, we can add some styling right here, right? And instead of script.js, I'll add some JavaScript code. So first of all, let's see how this looks. Okay, it looks something like this. Let's say learn Git, and I'm going to click on add task. Okay, nice. It is adding tasks. Now, if we do git status again, you will see it shows us that these 3 files have changes. And again, if we go back to GitKraken, it shows us all of these 3 changes that we can stage right here, right? Now, what if you wanted to change branch over here? You would just do git switch master, right? Or you could also do from over here as well. but I'm just showing you different commands that you can use. So if I just switch it, see, I've switched over here and all of the work has been carried forward over here. But keep in mind, we have not yet committed our code inside of this Git repo, right? So you can switch it again safely. So I'll say git switch add task feature, right? And I'll just go back to my feature branch. All right, then let's commit all of this code to our feature branch, right? So I'm going to say git add, and let's just commit one file. So I'll say index.html and press enter. And now if I do git status, and now what if you want to remove this file from staged, right? You have staged it, but I'll say git restore -- staged and the name of the file. And if you do that, it will unstage it, right? So if I say git status again, see, it is unstaged now. Okay, we want to move fast, right? So we're gonna just simply use GitKraken to stage it, and we're gonna use their AI commit message generator. See, it has added add task creation functionality, and I'm gonna simply commit 3 changes to this, right? And now you can see the master branch has been left behind, and this add task feature branch has been added right here. Now, what if you want to delete a branch, right? I'm not going to delete this branch right here. Let's just try creating a dummy branch over here. I'll say let's, for example, git switch -c. I'll say test -branch. Press enter. See, we have created a new branch and switched to that new branch. If you want to delete it, you just say git branch -d and the name of your branch. So in this case, test branch. Press enter. Okay, it shows cannot delete branch used by work. Okay, so what we can do is we can switch back to our add task feature, and now let's try to delete it. And yeah, it is deleted. You can use either smaller d or bigger d right here, right? And you can see deleted branch. Awesome. You could have also done it from right here inside of GitKraken. Cool. So now you have good amount of idea on how you can create branches or delete branches, right? But what if we want to push our code to GitHub, right? Let's first open GitHub. So from right here, and if you want to create a new repository, you're going to click on this plus icon and click on new repository right here. Repository name, let's say Git tutorial task manager, right? You could provide description over here. If it's a public or private repository, you can do that and click on create repository. Okay, so we have successfully created this repository. Now, if you want to add this repository inside of our VS Code, you can just copy this git remote add origin and this link and just paste it right here. Now, if you're not logged in already into GitHub, it might ask you to log in as well right here. So you can just quickly log in. You could have also gone to GitKraken right here and clicked on this push button, right? And it will ask us what remote branch should add task feature push and pull from. So I'll say origin and I'm going to click on submit. So it would have pushed this code inside of our GitHub repository. You can see right here, right? If we want to push our master branch as well, just switch to master branch and click on push. But instead of pushing it from over here, let me show you how you can do it with command. You can just say git push origin master and press enter, and see it has pushed my master branch as well. Now if we go back to GitHub, see you will see all of the code right here with multiple different branches over here, right? And now you can share the link to this GitHub repository if it is public, and they will be able to clone your repository, which I will show you in just a moment. Now one thing, if you notice, since I've pushed my add task feature branch first, it has become default branch. So I'll just quickly go to settings, and right here I'm going to switch the default branch to master, and I'll click on update. Now if I come back, master has become my default branch, which is what we want. And also, if you are on your GitHub repository, right, someone has provided you a GitHub repository. If you want to clone it inside of your local, get all of the code, just click on this code right here and copy this over here and just simply open a new folder and just do git clone and paste this right here, right? That is all, and it will add all of these files right here inside of your local, right? If you want to clone some other repository, this command will be very helpful. Now let's suppose that you are inside of your master branch and you want to pull all of the code from any other branch inside of your Git repository. So you simply do git pull origin and then the name of that branch, like add task feature, right? Something like that. Or if you have pushed your code to GitHub, but someone else has updated the master branch and you are still on master branch, then you can again do git pull origin master to update that particular code in your local, right? All right, now next task for us is to merge this add task feature branch to our master branch, right? But before moving over there, I want to clarify some commands which will help you to fix your mistakes, right? Like one of those commands that I showed you was to revert your staged file, right? By using git restore command. But what if you made some changes? Let's say if I say get my tasks list over here, I'll save it and I'll make some changes in styles.css. Let's say if I make 21 pixel, right? So I've made both of these changes. I'll say git add dot and I've staged both of these files, right? So if I say git status, see both of these are staged right here. If you want to stage like unstage both of them, you could just say git restore dot and both of them will be unstaged. But what if we have committed them? So I'll say git commit -m, let's say new message and press enter. We have committed them successfully, but I want to change my commit message, right? How do we do it? We can just say git commit and we can just add -amend after it, right? And I'll say new message edited. I'll say 2 dashes right here. So I'll say new message edited and press enter. And now you will notice we added new message, right? And now this has been edited to new message edited, right? But what if we want to get rid of this commit altogether? I'm simply going to say git reset --soft and I'll say head, that is the current branch head, and I'll say tilde sign above the tab key and I'll say 1, that is the last commit, and press enter. So you'll notice now that commit is gone, right? Let me just commit it again. Actually, I'm just gonna do this new message. See, it is committed again. But what if we wanted to reset it and delete the changes as well? So I'll just simply say git reset hard. And when you hard reset it, it will uncommit it and remove all of the changes that we have made. So notice we have 21 pixel right here, right? If I press enter, see it has become 20 pixel and it has removed all of the changes from over here. And see, it has removed everything from right here as well, right? So this is super cool. Now, what we want to do is we want to merge our feature branch inside of our master branch. And there are multiple ways to do it. Let me first show you how you can do it using commands. So what I'll do, I'll first switch to the master branch. So you can switch it from over here, or you could have also done git switch master. And I'm going to say git merge add task feature and press enter. And notice, now all of the code from add task feature has been merged right here. And if I go back and show you, see, now master branch is on the same level as this add task feature. And you will see all of these commits are now the part of master branch as well. Now this is very easy, but generally in real world, things are not that much easy. Let me show you why. So let's suppose one of my teammate is working on a task. So what I'll do, I'll just create a new branch right here, and let me just use this to create a new branch. I'm going to say delete dash feature and press enter. And our new delete feature branch has been created. Again, you could have also done git switch dash c delete feature and would have also created a new branch. But now let's assume a situation where my teammate is working on the same file. And I've already added this title right here, task manager, but he edits it to professional task manager, right? And let's say they've added the delete feature as well. So inside of script.js, what I'll do, I'll add the delete task functionality. Okay, so let's quickly stage it. I'll actually just use GitKraken to do it. So I'll just see view changes, stage all changes. I'll generate the commit message and I'll commit changes to 2 files. And you can see they have made changes right here. Okay, that's completely fine. Now, on the other hand, I'm working on master branch. So I'll say git switch master. And what I'll do here in the index.html, I'll make the same change inside of this title. Let's say my personal task manager, right? And I'll just say git add index.html. I'll say git commit -m update title, press enter, right? So I've made my commit as well. So, okay, now my teammate comes to me and tells me that they're done with the work and let's merge the delete branch inside of this master branch. So, okay, I'll do that. I'll say git merge delete, delete feature. And by the way, to merge it, I've already showed you can use this git merge command, right? There's another way to merge it as well using GitKraken. So what you can do, you can just take this delete feature and put on top of this master branch right here, and it will give you multiple options right here like merge, rebase. We'll talk about rebase in just a moment. I'll click on merge over here, but you can see it says merge failed. There are merge conflicts that needs to be resolved. What? and it shows us these conflicts. And if you go back to VS Code, it will also show you those conflicts right here. So you see, I made the change my personal task manager and they made the change professional task manager. Now you have multiple options right here. Accept current change, accept incoming change, both changes, right? If you do current change, it will take that. If you do incoming change, it will take the other one. If you do accept both changes, it will take both of them right here, right? And generally in real world, things are not this much easier, right? It can get a lot messier when trying to resolve these merged conflicts. Over here, you can see in the GitKraken as well, it tells us exactly where we are having these issues. Now, if you want to abort this merge, you can just simply say git merge -- abort, right? And it will cancel the merge. But we want to merge it, right? So I'll say git merge delete feature, and it will show us these conflicts again. As I showed you, you can choose either of these changes, or this is a very simple decision to make. But what if it was a much more tougher decision to make, right? In this case, GitKraken's auto resolve with AI feature will help you out a lot, right? If I click on over right here, it gives you this description right here. The conflict involved 2 different titles for the H1 tag, my personal task manager and professional task manager. And both make sense, right? So technically GitKraken over here asks you if this is your personal project or professional project. If it is a personal, then you can give it personal or professional, right? So even though we're using this auto resolve with AI, but still the power is still in your hands, right? To make the decision. So what I'll do, I'll just select this B branch and not the A branch and click on save and keep the professional task manager, right? And you can see the changes have been made right here in VS Code in real time. Again, this was very simple, but in real world, things are a lot more messier, and auto resolve with AI feature from GitKraken has came in handy for me a lot of times, and I absolutely love this feature. And now you can see right here inside of our commit history, we have this merge branch delete feature commit right here, right? So what we can do, we can now commit it as well. So you can see we have staged files. Let's, okay, it's already generated the commit. Let's click on commit and merge. So it will actually add this commit right here. And you can see it shows us the visualization of different branches and their commits, right? So you can see delete feature was right over here, master was over here, but both of them met over here when we tried to merge both of them, right? So this is super cool. Let's move forward. Now let's say if you are someone who is new to this project, right? And you want to understand what has happened up until now. So what you can do, you can select multiple commits right here. Let's say I'm going to select all of these commits, right? And I'm going to click on explain commits. And what this will do, it will generate a summary for me and explain me what has happened up until now in this project or whatever the commits that you have selected. So let's see, it implements basic task manager with add and delete functionality as of now. See, it tells us all of the changes, all of the impact, right? So you can go through this. And again, features like this, it is super helpful while creating, while working on a project which has a bunch of different commits and you have no idea what's going on. All right, now let's understand a very important concept when it comes to collaboration using GitHub, right? So let's say we have created a new branch. So git switch -c, let's call it styling improvements. And inside of it, actually, I'll just add a few styles over here inside of our style.css. First of all, for button, and I'll keep on staging and committing them along the way, right? So I'll say git add style.css, git commit -m button hover. Now I'll add some styles for our task as well. I'll again stage this and commit this as well. Now I'll make changes to the delete button. So inside of the task class, I'll change the button. Let's again do git add style.css and I'll say delete button style. Okay, so we have added multiple commits inside this styling improvement. And yeah, there we go. We have added all of these 3 commits right here. Okay, cool. Now, this is the branch styling improvement that one of my teammates has worked on, let's say, right? And now I want to review their code. So first of all, let me just push this branch to GitHub. So I'll say git push origin styling -improvements. Press enter. Okay, this has been pushed. Let's see. See, right here in GitHub, we have this styling improvement, right? Now it shows us styling improvement has recent pushes 14 seconds ago. What you can do, you can create a pull request right here. You can click on compare and pull request, and you can say the base branch is master branch, and I want to merge styling improvement to master branch, right? And you can add some description right here. Like for example, added better design to the app, right? And you can click on create pull request. So see, now we have created this pull request, and basically pull request means that we want to merge this styling improvements branch into master branch. And now I can come on over here, and we are assuming that our teammate has made this pull request, right? We can come over here, click on this commits. We can see how many commits we have made. We can click on file changed, and we will see the exact changes that have been made. So right now we have changed in style.css, right? We can review all of these. We can click on this plus button if we want to make any comment or anything, right? Let's say test comment, and let's click on start review. You can see I've added this comment. The other person can see these comments right here, right? They can review it. So this is sort of the process that happens in the real world in the actual companies, right? So this is what a pull request is all about. Now what I'll actually do, I'll close this pull request. Let me show you a much better way of creating a pull request. And that is by using GitKraken, right? So what I'll do, I'll take it and click on, I'll drag and drop it on master right here. And I'll click on start a pull request. All right, something like this. Now, you might have noticed I'm not that good in writing descriptions and title and all. So what I'll do, I'll let GitKraken do the job for me. So I'll click on generate title and description, and it has generated a really good title and description for this pull request. Now over here, I can add the reviewers. If there are multiple people who are working on this, I could have added them over here, right? Something like this. I could have assigned this. So I'm assigning this to me, this pull request to me, right? And if you're working on GitLab or Bitbucket in your company or in your daily workflow, you could have also used these over here, but I'm obviously on GitHub, so I'm using this, right? So I'll click on create pull request, and now you'll see how beautiful this looks. So see, over here in GitHub, inside of pull requests, we have this pull request that we have just now created using GitKraken. Yep, it has properly added all of this description and everything right here. And obviously you can also see your pull requests right here. So we have created this pull request, right? So something like this, right? You can also review the code from over here as well, right? So without ever leaving GitKraken, you can do all of these things. You can see the file view, or you can see the diff view on what has changed right here, right? You can ask it to explain the commits on what the user has done right here. So you can see it has given you the exact explanation. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this pull request right here. And now, if we want to accept this pull request, we can also click on this merge pull request. Or if we don't want to merge it, because whenever we merge a certain branch in some other branch, right, it looks something like this. So if I go right here, you can see when we merged the delete feature branch, right, it has created this merge branch delete feature commit right here. And we don't want that. We want the commits to just appear inside of the master branch, right? And to do something like this, we will use a concept called rebase, right? So let's say if we are on VS Code right here, if we wanted to merge, we will just say git merge and we will do master, right? But we don't want to do that. What do you want to do? We're going to say git pull -- rebase origin master, right? And press enter. Now notice, now it has added all of the commits of master inside this styling improvement as well. Right? If there was any change in master, it could have created any conflict like merge conflict that we saw earlier, right? So you would see those like blue and green merge conflicts, and you would have to resolve them one by one, right? So which is completely normal, by the way, in day-to-day work. But rebase is sort of a little bit more trickier because it just adds all of the commits from one particular branch to another particular branch, right? So if you did incorrect rebase, it's generally harder to track a comparison to a merge. Right? If the rebase gets too much complicated, you can simply do over here is git rebase -- abort, right? You could have also done rebase from over here. So I'll just take this styling improvement now, since we don't have any conflicts. I'll just put it on top of master and I'll say rebase styling improvements into master. And there we go. Rebase is successful. Now let's see one thing. We have added different styles right here, right? And I've added these on purpose to show you that you can recompose these commits using GitKraken. So I've selected all of these three, right click, and I'm going to click on recompose 3 commits with AI. So you can see it is composing the commits, and it has now created one single commit for me, add initial styling for task items and buttons, right? And I can click on create commits, and it has made my branch much more cleaner and added one single commit instead of those 3 commits. I bet you did not know about this before today, right? Because in our companies, there are a lot of such situations, right? Where some intern pushes a lot of such commits and it gets messier. But now, no more. You see how easy it was. If I go to master branch now, and actually I had to drag and drop master inside of this styling improvement. And now we have our master updated with this commit. So now let's push it to GitHub. And there we go. This has been pushed. If we go to the commits right here, yep, you can see we have this one commit. That's all right here. All right, so I've covered most of the features for the Git. Let's see how our app looks like. So if I just say add task, okay, we have this delete button. Nice. Now, what I'll do, I'll create another branch right here. So I'll say git switch -c. Let's call it experimental for experimental features. And over here, simply what I did, instead of script.js, I've added a function for clearing all the tasks created by user. Let's go to the HTML file. I'll add a div right here with clear all tasks button. I'll go to styles.css. I'll add some styles right over here. Let's go back to a script.js, and actually I need to update this render task, and I'll do that as well. Let's see how our app looks like. So if I add some random tasks right here and click on clear all tasks. Okay, tasks me. Okay, yes, it has cleared all the tasks. Okay, that's fine. Let me just push it as well. So I'll just quickly go to GitKraken. I'll click on stage all changes. I'll generate the commit message, adds functionality to clear all tasks, and I click on commit changes to 3 files. All right, there we go. It has been added right here. Okay, nice. So I've added this experimental change, and let's say forgot about it, right? Now I'm inside my master branch right here, right? So this branch master. Now what I want this commit, this one specific commit from experimental branch, right? But let's suppose we have multiple commits inside of the experimental branch. Right now we only have one, but let's assume a scenario there are multiple commits and I only want this particular commit. And to copy this commit inside of master branch, we have something called as cherry pick. Now there are multiple ways to find out what that commit's ID is, right? So over here you can see this is the commit ID. You can easily find out using Gitkraken, or you can also do, like, let's say if I switch to that branch, so git switch experimental, and I'll say git log --1 line, press enter, and see it will show you different types of commits that have been done right here. So we had this adds functionality to clear all tasks. So this is the ID. This is the exact ID that we had right here as well. Right, okay. Let's switch back. So git switch master again. Now I want that particular commit over here. So I'll say git cherry -pick and add this commit hash. Press enter, and there we go. It has added 3 files changed, 45 insertions. If you see the status right here, inside of the master, we have this commit now successfully, right? Now we can push it. So git push origin master, and this will push the changes to GitHub. See, something like this. It has been added right here. Awesome. And yeah, with that, you have learned almost all of the things that you will be using in your day-to-day life while working for a company or building an app while using Git or GitHub, right? And I absolutely love using Gitkraken as well in my daily workflow. Now in the description, I've provided a link to this GitHub repository where you can find all of these commands that we have discussed in today's video so that you can use them wherever you like, right? I have added all of these different topics so you can jump straight into it. Like for example, working with branches, I've added all of these commands right here, right? So make sure to go over here and don't forget to star this repo and share with your friends who need it. So yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button right now and don't forget to check out Gitkraken from the link in the description down below. As you already saw, it's so helpful for us and I absolutely love its AI features, especially the AI recomposition of commits and how beautifully it visualizes all of our workflows and makes working with Git super easy.